Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Views from the Popcorn Box. My name is Ananda, and today we are watching Saltburn. Now, this movie was a ride from the top to the bottom, from the beginning to the end, and it is a perfect example of an amazing movie with a cheap ending. Let me explain. Saltburn follows the story of Oliver, a student at Oxford who finds himself drawn into the world of his charming classmate Felix, who invites him to Saltburn, his eccentric family's sprawling state, for a summer never to be forgotten. The trailer kind of put me off. Honestly, I wasn't quite sure what I was getting myself into, but once I started watching, I was quickly enthralled. I rated the rewatchability of this movie a 4 out of 5. So many different things happened throughout this movie, and I think I'd gain more from watching other characters and things I may not have noticed during the first watch. This movie kind of has a rhythm to it, a sort of emo, goth, punk disco theme, if you will, and it doesn't really stop, which I think aids the rewatchability opposed to Emerald Fennell's previous work with Promising Young Woman, which kind of drags a bit. I rated the story a 3.9 out of 5, and I know you guys are wondering, like, why so specific? But what this movie does well, it does very well. And then towards the end, it all falls apart and not only cheapens everything we just watched, but also contradicts everything we just watched. Throughout this film, we see Oliver become fascinated with Saltburn and Felix and his family. We watch him admire Felix and fall in love with him as we do the same. Jacob Elordi manages to make Felix feel human rather than a stereotype in this film, and we all kind of become enmeshed with this family and this weird, obsessive, unrequited love. We want Oliver to fit in. We want him to be accepted. So at the end, when this story turns into the talented Mr. Ripley or Gone Girl, we as the audience are really left with eggs on our faces. We know that Oliver can be a manipulative liar, but we never truly get his why. We never get the character's foundation. Why would he want to eat the rich? He doesn't seem to come from a poor family. Is it the status or the charisma or the magnetism that he wants? We never get told that explicitly.
Oh, but darling, you're kind about everyone. You can't be trusted.
I think if it was revealed that all these events were planned out, maybe at the midpoint, it would have added the tension of wondering if he'd get caught. But placing this reveal at the end as if this was some sort of whodunit cheapened the emotional arc we thought we were witnessing. I think the themes of class were touched on and definitely a concrete motif. The other family members felt like the stereotypical rich people, and it illustrated the relationship between the rich and the poor and how it can often be parasitic both ways. But classism was like this underlying hum throughout this film, and then at the end it became a scream which didn't wholly feel earned. The cinematography of this film gets the most praise from me. I rated it a 5 out of 5. I truly believe that this film can be watched on mute because the images are so striking. The color and composition scratches that itch, and it also aids in that emo, goth, punk, disco theme I talked about earlier. Not to mention the aspect ratio, which was honestly refreshing. Now, even though I think there should have been more character work for Oliver, Barry Kagan's portrayal of this obsessed maniac was amazing, and I think the yearning in his eyes when he looked at Felix, the physical mannerism he adopts while trying to appear naive and green, although he's a manipulative liar, was just chef's kiss. Jacob Elordi does a fine job here also. I watched this after watching Priscilla, which, if you guys want me to talk about that horror movie, let me know in the comments and I will happily talk about it. But he does a great job here in humanizing what had the potential to be another rich asshole. He creates more depth with Felix and showcases what it's like to kind of exploit the admiration and validation that people give you when you're rich, sexy, charming, and everyone wants to be around you. So tell me what you guys think. Do you think there should have been a better ending? Do you think that this film would get any looks during award season? And did you physically gag when you watched the bathtub scene or the gravesite scene or the Bloody Mary scene? Let me know in the comments. Until next time.